Hello everybody and welcome to the CPL's Clan Championship Cup. As you can see, I do have the schedule for this weekend posted up on screen for you guys. We have an awesome match here. Joining me today is Smokey, who worked really hard on picking all these map and game seeds.
Hi guys.
We have an awesome match for you guys today. It's going to be the free-for-all one-city challenge in this game, and it's going to be on a small Pangea. Smokey, why don't you tell us a little bit about that? What's this all about?
So today we have an interesting map. As you probably can imagine, it was quite difficult to find a balanced map for only one city because you really have to concentrate on these initial spawns. But I hope I did my best to give every player a chance, and we should have a very interesting match today. I should probably speak more about the map once he loads into the game. Now we are waiting for the last player, and once he comes, we're gonna start.
Absolutely, and while we're talking about that as well, I'm going to go ahead and throw the map settings up on screen for you guys to look at, because that question comes up an awful lot, so I did have something prepared for you guys to see. And this is the generalized settings for all the free-for-all matches. Now, some of them do vary from this, but those will be covered when those are cast. We are waiting for FR's player right now to get on in. And we do have representing KC, we have Ustmip. Scrap has sent Kirsaku in. Archetype is representing SL. Munch That Box bringing it in for TDF. And it looks like YJYM will be pulling it in for FR today.
Okay, looks like we are full house now.
Alright, we are going to throw up the draft for everybody up there. We're going to pull this image down for you guys. You can see the lobby. Now this is being done in the Discord server, so if you guys want to come check out the CPL Discord, you are more than welcome. We're going to throw a draft 5 out, and there they go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to read off what these players have gotten in their drafts. Now, there are no Civ bans, remember, and this is with the Bigger Better Game mod that was put out by Codenons. And, you know, a lot of work has gone into this mod, and it's been absolutely phenomenal to see the feedback from the community, both multiplayer and single player, because all these Civs have gotten balanced out a little more. Things are just moving better. There's not a whole bunch of bans in multiplayer. Even single-player guys are really picking up on this.
I cannot agree more. I had 3 months break during summer, and I just couldn't believe how much work has been done in this mod, and it's really, really good in my opinion right now. And it makes some games really balanced, and actually makes some civilizations actually be able to play it, because before it wasn't. Some civs were just too broken, they were not able to be played, but now everything seems to be playable.
It looks like they are getting themselves swapped around in their proper lobby order. I did do a randomizer over on random.org, and that was posted for them 30 minutes prior to the match so they could get in the right slots. And it looks like YJYM did drop out, but he's still in Discord. I wonder what's going on with that. Now, TDF's player Munch That Box, his draft included Arabia, Chandragupta, Indonesia, Mapuche, Norway, Nubia, and Scythia. And right now it looks like he's really favoring that Scythia pick. When YJYM returns into this lobby, his draft is going to include England, France, Gorgo, Japan, Korea, the Netherlands, and Spain. There's quite a lot of really solid picks in there, and it's really hard to say what's not a solid pick because this mod has done such an excellent job of rebalancing things out. Kirisaku is going to be picking up China, it looks like, from his draft, and his options included Australia, Brazil, China, Gandhi, Georgia, Pericles, and Scotland. Ustmip here still a little undecided as he looks over his draft of Cree, Congo, Mongolia, Persia, Poland, Rome, and Russia. A lot of personal favorites for me in that draft.
I'm a little confused. Is this war game or not?
It's always war.
Okay.
Archetypes options are going to be including America, Aztec, Egypt, Germany, Macedon, Samaria, and the Zulu. So this is going to be a pretty awesome match. And there's YJYM coming back in here, so he'll be good to go. I'm glad to see that got worked out in short order. Have some more picks coming out here on screen for you guys.
I really like the Patra pick because food will be very important in this stall game. So these trade routes of Egypt will come very handy.
That's a really good eye right there for that one. All right here, and I do have the stats of these individual players pulled up for you guys. That is always a personal favorite question you guys always like to ask me when I start casting these matches. And coming from top to bottom here, we do have Munch That Box representing TDF today, and his ladder ranking is currently 162nd on the ladder. He has a rating of 1542 for an MMR. His win rate's at 41%, so it's almost at an average of a 1-to-1 there. His top civ is England, though, boasting a 36% win rate. And YJYM seems to be unranked right now, so this is his first time stepping out into the limelight. We could be completely caught off guard and surprised here. This could be some hidden gem that we got here. We're just waiting on Kirisaku to ready up here, and we will be ready to hop right into this game for you guys. Taking a look at Kirisaku, speaking of the devil himself, he is ranked number 63 on the ladder, boasting an MMR of 1,773. His win rate's 46%, but he does have 1,000 games played. His best civ ranking is Japan at 20 games played and a 43% win average, though. So that's going to be quite something to see. Taking a look at KC's Ustmip. He is number 123 on the ladder. His rating is 1,609 for his MMR with a, wow, look at that win rate of 62%. Over 2,000 games played. His top civ is Gorgo with an 81% win rate on that civ. That is incredible. And representing SL with Archetype here as we're loading in, as you all can see here, he's ranked number 50 on the ladder, an 1,801 MMR rating and a 66% win rate. With 1,100 games played, his top civ is Australia with an 83% win rate. Now we have some really big top dogs in this match, man.
Yeah, some of these players are common competitors of mine, and they're pretty good players. Especially Ustmed plays a lot. So my personal favorite in this game will be probably Ustmed.
That's just remarkable. Over 2,000 ranked games played. A big shout.
And something went wrong again.
What do you mean something went
The
wrong?
The map is not the same again as I want it to be.
I put the seeds where I was told to, my man.
No, I double checked them. That's really weird. I'm not sure what's happening. If it's dependent on civilizations or what. Let's just check. The map looks similar, but the spawn locations are not the same. So I'm not really sure if it's working as we want to work.
All right. So the map's a little bit different, but that's all right. Let's see here. What do we got going on? Everybody just chatting away a little bit here. Just to throw a reminder out there to everybody that this is an always war game. No trading. No talking to each other and planning and plotting. And taking a look at things we do have here in the bottom left side of the continent here. We will throw up a continent list for you guys here shortly. Is our Chinese player, Kirsaku. Taking a look at his land here, we're zooming in a little bit. He has an awesome hill sheep there. Has the Mercury luxury as well. Has some nice plains around him. Rice not far away. Unbeknownst to him, he does have some iron nearby as well. Not a bad river here and some excellent mountains to the east. Now, northwest of him, however, is our Scythian player, Munch That Box for TDF. Now, he did start spawn on coastal side here. Started on tea. On coffee, I apologize there, everybody. Having that food and culture on the grassland. Has ivory nearby. Has the double horse very close by. And that is in vision of that settler, that first horse there. So we'll have to see if he wants to move towards this river here. And it looks like sending the warrior that way. Yep, and he's going to see the sheep there on the hill. I personally would like to see him make the move towards where that warrior is at the settler. Or at least on the horse itself, maybe even. He has some excellent chops there. Really great tiles just above him to the north for a great expansion. And he has a second iron to the south. Now, he doesn't know the iron's there yet. And it is going to be in the direction of an opponent.
Yeah, Munch did a very good move. I think it took him like 2 turns, but I think it was worth it because he has much more heals to work with.
Oh, absolutely.
Next to the double horse, so it was good to move inland.
And this brings back to another point that I bring back in pretty much every match that I cast, and that's exploration and how important it is to look around, have a little map control out there to just see what's out there. Let's take a look at our other players. We do have a lot of city-states over there on the west side, but there are plenty throughout the map as well. Nobody in the middle per se. However, we do have our Russian player, Ustmed, here. Look at that St. Petersburg settle. Just absolutely beautiful. All of these hills to work with. Some good food as well with the wheat. Has the horse. Good silk there in the woods. People asking, hey, wait a minute, there's still a settler in my build list. Yeah, just don't build it, man. Relax. Look at that. The beautiful hill sheep, the horse as well. That land grab for Russia is just so amazing. And it can do so much for you. 20 IQ. Jeez. You're killing me, Smalls. And remember, this is a one-city challenge, and as much as this would be an amazing map to see in a normal free-for-all, too. Just look at how beautiful these tiles are. Oh, look at that Gorgo settle as well. Has the triple mountain adjacency for a campus there to be a pocket. A nice amber there as well. Can buy out to the horse to the south. However, no iron nearby, so there's... Oh, no, that's not true, because this iron here is 3 tiles away. So it's going to be an expensive buyout to reach that. But our Gorgo player will have that. Someone got a wonder start? No. No one got a wonder start. There are wonders nearby, though. Our Egypt player, Archetype here, has a pretty nice jungle settle here. Lots of food. This city's going to grow very quickly. Has the hillstone there as well. No horse.
Yeah.
Horse is too far.
And the problem is that he doesn't have many hills on this spawn as well. He has some, but not as many as Ustmit, for example. So in the late game, that could turn out to be a problem because he doesn't have to have that much production.
We're definitely going to see an industrial zone come out for our Egypt player, for sure. And he does have good tiles to basically burn for them. He's not going to sacrifice a hill when he can kill the marsh with, you know, clearing out the marsh. He has the flat grass here, as well as up there below these 2 T resources. So he has the extra tiles to use for it. It's just going to hurt him really early.
I agree, and he can also put a very nice complex with commercial zone and industrial district. Industrial and harbor. That triangle next, right to his capital. So I think we're gonna see some naval play from him.
That'll be some beautiful adjacency. All right, taking a look at our city-states here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the city-state list up for you guys. Barbs. Oh, you got that. You got this. Do.
I like when people can't even read the rules about the game.
Damn. Why can't you read? Smack. So going down the city.
You know, because if there was no goodies, maybe it wouldn't be worth to get a scout, right? So you want to know before you start the game what are the actual rules.
How heartbroken would you be? Be like, oh right, there's a goodie hut right here, and it gives you a settler, and you have to delete it.
Yeah, free settler only is allowed in settler difficulties. So in Prince, you cannot get a settler from the goodie hut. Only in settler.
Oof. Hey Shami, hey Sky, how you guys doing? So going down these city-states now, we do have Leventa and Yerevan for religious city-states here, if there want to be some religious plays utilizing them. We have Kabul and Carthage for our military city-states. Plenty of scouts coming out. We do have a couple of builders here. Kirsaku's sending this builder out pretty far here, just past the deer. Probably looking to get... There's some beautiful mountains on this map for adjacencies for campuses. It's wonderful.
This is very balanced map. I almost feared that I messed up and I put different... No, but I did it before the game. I'm really confused what happened with the map again, but actually we are very lucky because this is quite balanced map. And every player has a very nice pawn, city to work with right now. So I was wondering if you would choose one city, which one would you choose right now? I think I would personally go for Russia.
He's going to buy the tile and chop for the temple, you think. You know what, Sal? That's a pretty good guess. That's a good place to put it as well. And going back to our city-states before I forget again, like a little silly guy. Hattusa and Babylon are our science city-states. There is a Kumasi on the map now. And that is over here on the northwestern side, a little bit closer to the center than, say, Carthage. And that it's definitely going to be favored towards our Scythian player and Chinese player to at least meet them first and get their envoys established. There is only one commercial city-state on the map, and it is smack dab in the middle in terms of landmass on the north side here. It's also coastal. It's Lisbon. So anyone can discover it if they, make a galley or two and send them in opposite directions around the continent, just to help scout things out. But we're not going to see a lot of that this game. Yes, barbs are off, okay, champion. For the CCC, I was told that barbs are a no-go at this station. But there are going to be some matches played with barbarians, so stand by for those in the future.
There are going to be 2 games played, one Archipelago, I think, and one Pangea with barbs, if I'm not mistaken.
This is going to be absolutely incredible. Not a lot going on in the early game. Players are still scouting, getting things worked out. Lots of scouts, lots of builders running around.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I tried to play this game before, and you don't have that much to build early game, because usually you build settlers like crazy. But at this point, it's worthless to buy settlers. So there's a really good question what to build. Probably like granaries and monuments and stuff like that. It's too early for the districts right now, obviously.
The culture game is going to be incredibly slow because you're only going to have that one monument until theater district's unlocked. And do you really want to use one of those precious district slots early for a theater district? I'm very surprised Germany wasn't picked for this reason.
Yeah, and also culture CS will be very important early game, and it seems that Much at some point will find Kumasi. So, or maybe it's gonna be Kirsaku. It's gonna find it first because he has a warrior. Oh yeah, he'll probably find it the next turn if he goes to that kettle pile below Kumasi. No, he went wrong way. That's unfortunate. Maybe Kumasi warrior will go south and we'll meet him.
I did tell them to rename their cities. They just don't listen to me. Let's see here. We do have Munchsat Box's warrior going all the way up here along the coast. Seems pretty eager to see what might be out there. I could see maybe Munch choosing to keep Carthage as a pocket suzerain, just so if push comes to shove and he has to buy military units, it'll be easy as cake for him. It'll be so much cheaper because he'll have the encampment set up. If he wants to get aggressive against the Chinese player Kirsaku, which is right next to him.
Well, the thing is that you don't benefit that much from killing, because you have to raise the city and you just have to spend production on military that other players on the other side of the map will be spending on some useful stuff. So I'm not sure that we're going to see too much warm gameplay in this game. I'm really curious.
Hey Turd, how's it going? Check for Golden Ages. We are still in the ancient era, as you can see. We still got quite a ways to go, because you're not going to see all these large city counts and different populations cropping up in the multiple cities to help inflate science and culture to push that along to the next era. So this game will be at a much slower pace at first, but it's going to change. And take a look at this over at China here. Oh, thank you so very much for that. How you guys doing today? Right on that builder, he cleared that out.
Yeah, that's a very smart play. Temple of Artem is extremely useful in one city challenge, because you can get very tall in your cap. So this is excellent play from Kirsaku.
Now the question is he alone going for it?
Egypt going for early religion is gonna get it next turn.
Oh yeah. We do have our Egyptian player Archetype taking Divine Spark. Sparta took, or Sparta, YJYM has taken God of the Open Sky. So some pretty solid picks out there right now. That culture is going to be really big where he can get it. Ustmip, Kirsaku, and Munch have not yet gotten their pantheons set up. And having that prophet next turn, that's going to be something to see here. I wonder what he's going to take.
Alright, I think he's going to take culture from religious buildings, because that's going to enable him to get to political philosophy much faster. I would imagine that that's what he's going to.
Yeah, that's a really good point as well, is those smaller bonuses from faith are that much more important now, because you're on one city. You know, you have culture from your population, the two from the monument, but there's nothing else. You don't have a monument in 5 cities giving you the 10 culture. You don't have a 4 or 5 cities sitting at 5 population for that free culture and science, and that's really going to bog things down. But Archetype finding a way to work around that. Couldn't get the open sky, but he couldn't really make a lot of use of it. So instead he opted for Divine Spark, which is always beneficial. I'm waiting to see him pop the Great Person for religion out here so that we can see what his choice is for this. Checking out west to YJYM here. Look at all these builders. This is his 4th builder he's gotten out. And he is really hard at work getting those tile improvements super early. He's going to need bronze working to deal with this jungle. Can't believe no one picked Germany. Yeah, well, it was in someone's draft and they chose something different. I'm interested to see how Ustmip goes with this. He's going to have a ton of production here, but looking at his tiles, he's not going to have a lot of food. It's going to be hard for his city to grow in population. Sure, he has the sheep and the horse. He has to have the wheat.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he needs to do. He needs to get the water mill and to get those 2 wheats on third ring of his city. And it's going to be for food per tile, which is really...
Oh, yeah. Because right now, the wheat's a 3-1 right now. And once he expands into the wheat next to it, and then he can reach the wheat next to the horse, because that is 3 tiles away, that'll help out a lot with his growth. He's got to get improvements down on the horse and the sheep to make the most out of that, so he doesn't sacrifice too much production.
Yeah, he can also make a triangle on that niter that we see, but he doesn't yet. So those 2 wheat farms will become 5-1, not just 4.
That would be excellent to see, actually. And I was looking around the map, as you guys watching from home can see. I was looking to see if anyone else was going to compete for this Temple of Artemis. And no one's going for it. So he's going to have those free amenities there. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Temple of Artemis, I'm pulling it up for you guys. And that's for camps, pastures, and plantations within 4 tiles of the Wonder. Gives 1 amenity. It has to be placed next to a camp, but it also gives 4 food and 3 housing, which is massive in the early game. We have an archer coming out here for Munch. I'd like to see some builders or something come out here. I mean, the archer's going to scare away anyone trying to be pesky with his builders. You have the government plaza coming down for Ustmip pretty early. What do you think the choices are going to be for the government plaza upgrades? Ancestral Hall obviously won't ever be a thing.
Absolutely not. I think it's going to be the tall one. I'm not really sure what's the name, but it gives you 4 housing, I think, if you get a government, a governor in a city. So that's definitely
yes.
going to be the choice.
And who would your governor of choice be? Hey, how's it going? Thanks for the host. You know, what would your governor of choice be in a 1-city challenge? Would you be opting for, say, Pingala?
I'll just get back to the government buildings. It's called Audience Chamber, and it gives free food and free housing with a city with government and one amenity. So that's obviously going to be the choice of the government building. Mm-hmm. And for the governors, Magnus would be obvious choice for early chops, but then probably switch to something else. Potentially Reina for extra gold and science mid-game because of the golden age bonuses from commercial hubs and harbor districts. Yeah, I think either Reina or Magnus would be the choice that people will go for.
Hey Dutch Gamer, thanks for the follow, man. How are you guys doing today? Which wonders are top tier on one city challenge? Artemis, Rur, Cheekdanitsa, if you're on the jungle. Yeah, that's a really good point. And wonders to be built are always situational, but something like Artemis is always going to be top notch. And it looks like that is about to finish this next turn. You guys can see the roof has been built on. In fact, you guys can see these poor little workers here trying to move these cranes in the ancient era, putting that stone on that roof.
There is one important thing about Kirsaku's power. He's the only one that can build pyramids. He's the only one that has a desert around three tiles of his cap. So he will obviously be getting it at some point. And nobody else has a desert, yeah. So that's gonna be quite advantageous for him because he's gonna have feudalism without actual card. He's gonna have 5 builds on his builders because it's already China. So he will be able to go. He'll be able to sing pretty high.
And so we did have some come through the chat here from the viewers, and I'm going to pull those up. And one of them was the Great Library, where the extra scientist point a turn, writer point a turn. You do have the Great Works writing slots there as well, and that can help. It's a low production cost versus later game wonders. It's only 400, but 400 hammers is pretty heavy. Now, Hanging Gardens, I personally like Hanging Gardens when I'm going up to more cities, but in a one-city challenge, well, it adds 1 housing on its own. It gives you the 15% extra growth. And the housing, because you get the +2 housing in your city for the one-city challenge. And then it gives another housing to all other cities within 6 tiles. The extra growth could be big later on, but the question is what are you sacrificing to get it? Because that 15% growth, that has to pay off. Stonehenge could be a good swing for saving yourself the district slot for the religion. Speaking of religion, we do have our pick from Architect here. Relics have triple yield of both faith and tourism. He took reliquaries, and he took Gurdwara, actually. Allows the construction of Gurdwara +3 faith and +2 food. I'm really surprised to not see the choral music here.
Yeah.
A lot of warriors coming out of YJYM is not too sure what he's concerned about.
Yeah, I feel that's a huge waste of production right now. We could be doing better things. I don't think anybody will be pushing anyone at this point of the game because everyone is just so far away from each other. And he's even building an encampment. I think that's definitely a mistake. Well, maybe he's gonna try to push someone with swords, because everyone will try to see him. The thing is, even if he kills somebody, he will fall behind compared to the other 3 players. So I'm not sure if this is the best play ever.
He is getting an encampment up, though, next to the horse and the amber. And for everyone who was blowing up about whether or not he has a relic, he does not. I just pulled up the culture screen. Check the culture screen. Check culture tourism, not the culture win.
Oh, he has 8 tourism, so he probably has a... Oh, actually, no, he doesn't, because then he would have a 24 culture, right? So that's probably only from the Legion, so he doesn't have a relic. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know why he took it then.
He does have a little bit of tourism coming in, but it's not enough. For relic with reliquaries, he'd be pulling a lot more than 8 tourism per turn on that.
I think it's either 18 or 24. Oh yeah, I forgot what's the exact amount.
Right. Oh, we do have a district coming down here. This is going to be that commercial hub on the river there. That's going to form that triangle later.
So, funnily enough, Kumasi was discovered by Usmith. I don't know how it's possible, since he's almost on the other side of the map, but yeah. Those two guys failed to find Kumasi first. So he has that first envoy, and he already has Amani. If he can lock in Kumasi, it would be great for him, because he would get so much culture for that.
Jeez.
Thank you for letting me sleep.
You're welcome.
No!
I can't believe he got the first meet on Kumasi. Of all people. Correct, they have to raise cities. We're also utilizing a mod that enables the raising of capitals. Couple extra scouts here from Kursaku, but he's keeping them home. I'm not sure I agree with that decision. If he's going to defend, he should be using warriors and other military units. I mean, I understand that not having the scouts do it means he doesn't have to make those units, but they're not going out and finding goody huts now, or, in this case, first meeting Kumasi. Now, Munch did take Earth Goddess for his Pantheon. Kursaku took God of the Forge. Ustmip has picked up oral tradition as well, so we're going to see a bit of a culture play here. And Ustmip does have a campus up with, oh, unfortunately on top of his iron. Now, looking at the demographs here, it's still pretty early to look at demographs. But it's 7.6 science per turn from Archetypes Egypt. He's got 5 technologies done. But 9.4 from YJYM. He has 4 techs done already. Now, he's behind in techs, which means he's probably beelining something a little further on that's classical era styled. Ustmip's Russia is at 8 science a turn with 4 as well, so I'm wondering what he's picking up. Because a lot of the early on techs are really easy to quick and grab. Now, our Chinese player is at 6.3 science a turn with 4 done as well. And Munch only has 2 techs done at 4.8 science a turn.
He might be rushing horse riding or something. I'm not really...
Perhaps, but he's going to need the encampment in order to make any of these units. That said, we do have governors showing up here. And look at that, Reina showing up in 3 turns in Kursaku's capital. Nothing for Munch just yet. We, of course, have Armani, and 3 turns will be established for Ustmip and Kumasi. We do have Magnus showing up in YJYM's capital, and Archetype doesn't have a governor established just yet. Oh, wow, look at this. What we thought was going to be a district. Archetype steals Stonehenge as well. So he's going to force the other players to make that decision to make the holy site.
I'm not sure whether religion is the way to go in this case, because people can just pillage religious units. So I'm not sure what he meant by this. Maybe he's just trying to get Golden Age, but he blocked a pretty good tile with that Stonehenge. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do. And I can't see his apostle, so he must have upgraded his religion. Yeah, he got Defender of the Faith, which I also don't think is optimal in this case, because, as I said, we're not probably going to see a lot of fighting, so he could have went for something more sim-like.
I mean, I like the thought behind the Gurdwara, but I think that should have been picked up third or maybe fourth instead of his first two. Because there's so much to do early on with builders, chopping, improving tiles. You really don't have those extra charges to use to make those improvements. You don't have the extra dead space tiles snatched up just yet.
Yeah. And Hypatia is on, and Ustmib is the only one that has a campus right now. So I'm presuming he will project it out. He has some forest to chop, and he has two builders. One builder.
Guys, I know you want to see who's in a golden age. We still haven't left the ancient era. They're blowing up chat. Check the golden age. Guys, we got 6 more turns.
There's 5 more turns, and I think Archetype and Ustmib might get to golden age at this point.
It's double the cost of what it really is, right?
Uh-huh.
Is it a 1-point merit or do you know?
I want to say it's 1, so she'd pay 2.
Okay, I wanted to check.
Yeah, you good. You good. Era score. I mean, yeah, we could look at era scores real quick, like. Let's see here. Where that at? There we go. Details.
Okay, so
era score 22 for Archetypes Egypt, 20 for Ustmib's Russia, 14 for Kirsaku's China, YJYM 10, and Munch That Box an era score of 16. So our Gorgo player might try to swing into a medieval heroic age, which would be pretty interesting to see. He did get Hannibal Barca. He is scooping the generals up. Some of them are worth more than just being a general.
Yeah, important thing to note is that that Temple of Artemis might be useless, since Munch is already sending the horses towards Kirsaku. He might very well kill him because he has no iron in his cap, and no horses either. So that's gonna be ancient units against horses, which is very unfavorable for Kirsaku. And I'm a little bit afraid that he's gonna die here, because he also can purchase horses with faith. So it's gonna be a really tough push, I think.
We'll
if he can get some spears, then maybe he can defend, but well, we'll just see.
Well, it has to be a quick war, because especially in one city challenge, you can't bounce back with only one city very fast. So he might be able to kill Kirisaku off, but is it going to be worth it instead of just letting him be? Because it's not like he can encroach on you per se. He can't really threaten you, because Munch can go up. If Munch buys the iron north of his capital, he could just do a night hit, and there'd be nothing Kirisaku can do about it.
Yeah, like if you look at Munch's techs, he has 3 techs right now, so he doesn't even have a mining. So he's really serious, and you see it here. That
there's the horse archer.
Got the horse archer. So he's definitely going for a kill here for Kirsaku.
Eliminating a player early on, if it can be done quickly, can be worth it, but gotta be careful. Now we do have no suzerain at Hattusa yet. People are fighting over it. However, YJYM is dropping his Armani in there. So once she's established, he will secure the suzerain of Hattusa.
And Ustnip's trade route to Kabul is right now doing 4 culture, 1 production, and I think 7 gold. So that's a very nice trade route because he's already Suz of Kumasi.
Yeah, that's
So it's going to be very beneficial.
And once, I believe, Leventa's in range for a trade route as well, so once he gets a commercial hub set up and established, he'll be able to make use of the market bonus for the trade route to send another to Leventa. Maybe for era score, 9 era score for every player kill. Hey, Cake, how's it going? You have one question, what you got, man? Oof.
Oh my god. Kursaku is going for another wonder, and there are 2 horses on the way already. So
oh, no.
I'm not sure that he's gonna survive this.
Can you take city-state on this game mod? You can, but you have to raise them. And keep the capitals of others. For this variant, for the tournament, we're using a mod that allows you to raise this enemy cities you take, because you're only allowed 1 city. So we're looking at a horse archer and 2 horses here. He's going to need at least another horse or 2 to take the capital because of the river. Yep, the Scythian scout sees the other wonder coming up too. You're absolutely right, and that's going to be devastating because he has the knowledge. And his scout on the hill sees the horse.
Yeah, now he sees the horse, so he should be alerted to the rush. And now he sees the horse archer. So at this point he should know that he's getting rushed and he should just get military. But I'm a little bit afraid about him. I think he's gonna die.
You are most welcome, Cake. Welcome to the stream, my man. Checking back at our other players here. Just warriors fortified, locking stuff down. The general just chilling in the city. I'm surprised it's not scouting around. If it was Sun Tzu, just a pop for the book. Magnus coming in for archetype next turn. He's got a builder waiting in the woods to start chopping away. I'm interested to see what the follow-up is going to be, because that Stonehenge is where, you know, we were planning on saying, hey, the commercial hub should be there for the triangle. But that can't be there now.
Yeah, maybe not even commercial hub, but government plaza, and then go with commercial hub to the north and with harbor to the east, right? That would be even probably better setup, and then maybe industrial hub to the northeast tile. That's probably the optimal setup that we could get there. But now there's a Stonehenge and everything is blocked.
And Hypatia is secured by Ustmip as well. Completely uncontested on the Great Scientist still. Now, our Gorgo player YJYM, he is gaining 1 scientist point a turn. So he'll be able to keep pace for now. But once Hypatia plops that library into that campus, it's going to be quite something to see. Oh, yeah, Agathy. He chopped out the prophet from the holy site. Yep, he got the apostle from Stonehenge, but he also denied Stonehenge to all the other players, which means he got the era score from the wonder, era score from the religion. He's getting extra points across the board for his religion, for the apostle itself, and you're also forcing all the other players, if they want to make a religion, they have to sacrifice that district slot. They can't take the easy way out and make Stonehenge. And Sphinx adjacency, you're very right, Sal. Those odd cultural improvements that things like Egypt have, that Gilgamesh have for Sumeria, you know, those buildings are absolutely awesome. People underestimate them a lot. Lots of archers coming out for Kursaku here. It looks like he's going to rely on the woods and the hills and the jungle here in order to help shore up his defenses and the melee combat strength against the horses.
By the way, can you hear me now, Sunny?
Oh, I could hear you the whole time, man.
Okay, so yeah, as I expected, Russia and Cleopatra got a golden age. So yeah, those are the only two that got.
Yep, everyone else is cycling through normal.
I wonder what's Much going to do with those horses after he kills Kirsaku. I'm thinking he's gonna go try to harass Ustmi Guido. Well, we'll see what's gonna happen. But there's quite impassable terrain between Kirsaku and Russia, so it's gonna take a while for those horses to arrive there. Yeah, Kirsaku needs to start building walls right about now. He's gonna have horses on his door in about 2-3 turns, and then there's nothing he can do anymore.
Yeah. But Munch has got to be careful. He can't overinvest. He needs to turn around and keep getting his tiles improved. He needs to start making districts. Because he has enough to force Kirsaku to make a lot of responses here.
Now he definitely knows that he's in trouble. 3 horses on his border, 4.
Oof. Hey, look, walls.
Yeah. So he's gonna probably be able to get those walls, but without any classical unit, the city defense is so low that you can actually bash with horses, and you'll be able to kill it eventually. What Kirsaku should do right now, he should declare on Much, so that the trade route doesn't go any further, so he has some kind of natural protection with the forest. Otherwise there's going to be road going all the way to his cap, and it's going to be even easier for Much to push through.
Yes, and that's going to be a death knell now. I mean, if you look here behind the Temple of Artemis, Munch has snuck an archer all the way around. And he's
he's going to pillage. He's going to pillage the trader that is going to go back. So yeah.
Buys out a spear in the capital. And speaking of builders, Munch does have the 2 builders back there working away, so glad to see that he's doing a good follow.
One problem with spearmen is that they don't have a protection against range units the same way as swordmen do. So, and the Munch has really nice and strong archers with 4 movement, so they're just gonna decimate those spearmen, and that's gonna be a big problem. I think that's gonna be the biggest problem. Those Saka archers behind the horses, they're just gonna start killing units now.
Yeah, these horses are bashing right into these spears. He doesn't have military tradition, so he doesn't have the benefit of having the support and flanking bonuses. More spearmen coming out getting shopped. Now, he did get his city strength up to 30, so that's going to help out quite a bit. That scout is pretty adventurous there.
Yeah, he's going to die this turn.
Yep. Poor guy, didn't stand a chance.
Another problem is that, well, Kirsaku seems to be defending quite nicely. He chopped out all that spear and did another one. So, yes, he might hold actually. It's very nice that he was able to anticipate his rush and prepare with walls and everything.
And it's because he had that scout up there next to the sheep on that wooded hill. He was able to see it coming. It comes down to having the knowledge to make the right decisions because he kept his eyes open. He kept scouts out. That archer's going to pillage that trade route there. Can you check Scythia gold per turn? I cannot because of the current spectator mod.
I also don't think I can, but I'm going to check.
Because we have nothing to trade with how the current mod works, it won't let us.
Yeah, I also have 0 resources, so I cannot.
Here we go. We got horses coming in trying to punch at these spears, and they're getting beat up pretty bad. He's got an excellent formation here. Low rolled it. Oh wow, chooses to cross the river with the spears to finish the horse. Oof. There we go. Scythia starting to get kills. These units are healing up. Archer moves forward. However, we're going to take a look east here. Now that that's settling down a little bit more. Oh, we did have the Oracle come up for Ustmip here, actually. So he is going to be using that to generate more Great People points as well. Keeping up with YJYM's scientists per turn at 2.
And look, oh my god, Franz is doing push towards Archetype and he has no units at all. He's gonna die. Like, and even the general,
wow.
There's no way. There's no way he's gonna defend. That's quite surprising. Maybe he saw all these warriors initially with the scout and he thought that he's just building some stupid units, and now he didn't expect the horses. But this is such a big force, these 4 horses.
4 horses with a general, and he has a chariot archer, but that's it. Does he have any idea this is coming? No, he doesn't.
I'm not sure. There is no scout there, so...
Oh, wow.
Even if he doesn't kill him, this is going to do so much damage to Archetype. Basically, he's gonna reroll him now. And Usmin will be in dominant. Usmin will be in dominant position after that, because he's the only one not in war right now. All other 4 players will be fighting, and he's just listening, and he already is Hypatia. So I think right now the major favorite of this match is Usmin.
Oh, wow. But this is going to be such a quick clean. Knowing Archetype probably checks military score, yeah, he would. He's a good enough player too. Now, because of this flat land, this chariot archer has now seen this horse, and Archetype's gonna be like, "Oh shit." Now, Archetype also grabbed Hanging Gardens, so his population is going to be going up a bit faster as well. So working more of these tiles, he's going to be able to get more things made quickly, but is it too little too late is the real question. And YJYM still got all these warriors sitting back at home. He's about to improve his iron. Usmip is just chilling out, got his trade route going, building up, has a warrior coming out as well just in case. Looking back here at China's lands, horses are withdrawing. I mean, he forced a large reaction out of Kirsaku, but because he followed it up with more military units. If Munch had followed this with a whole bunch of improvements, throwing districts down, he'd be miles ahead of Kirsaku right now.
Architect just declared on the French player, but he also lost a trade route to Hattusa because of that, because the YGIM player, Gogo is the source of Hattusa.
You know, YJYM, I hate to say it, but you're being renamed to the YMCA.
YMCA, okay, I like it.
Oh, look at that. Chariot Archer took the shot on the horse in a marsh. Oof.
At this point, he could even try to rush Cap, because he can strike with the first horse, the city center next turn, and then he can strike 3 times next turn.
Yeah, so he might be able to clean it.
He has no builders to chop right now, so this is very tricky for Archetype. He only has 1 unit against 4 with general.
Warrior comes out this turn, and that's exactly blood in the water. He's going for it. Oh, yeah. Oh, that might.
He has no. Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly what I suggested, right? He's going to go for a kill, city center kill, the next turn.
Oh, wow. Oh, there's a second chariot archer coming down.
Yeah, but his city center only has 20 strength. That's not much against horses with general, right?
That might be a kill next turn. Because it did 49 damage to the city center and it was almost dead. Oh, and there's 2 more horses coming. And look at this, he's following up. He has more builders out. He's got these warriors out to protect his tiles. He's sitting back.
he needs to move a warrior to the Sphinx next turn, or Chariot Archer, so he doesn't get free attacks. If he gets free attacks next turn, and that his city is dead, there is nothing he can do about it.
Oof. Looking back here at Ustmip's land, see what's going on in Chillfest. Oh, look at that. He has a Lavra down for Faith as well, next to that government plaza. Rush is chilling, yeah. Look at that. Fucking Archetyp's warrior moves up down the road, and Ustmip upgrades the archer in response.
I'm really curious what's gonna happen in Egypt.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he defended one tile, defended second tile, but
it isn't enough. Oof. If he can first click that promotion onto that horse, it'll save. But even then, he has 3 more horses coming behind it. That's going to be... Oof. This is a pretty small investment, because he's just going to be scooping these generals. He's going to get Sun Tzu, and he's going to get the free book. And that's going to be quite a bit of a bonus for him.
So YMCA needs to be faster, because once he gets promotions on these Chariot Archers, those are going to be deadly for horses. But we'll see what's going to happen next round. I think the next round will decide whether this will be successful or not. Depends how many attacks he will get on the city center. If he can get all 3 attacks, I think this city can die.
Now the question is the right move to first move the horse into the city center, shift the general horse into that now empty tile because it'll die from the attack, move the horse up and hit with both on the city center to get all 3 in.
Yeah, the question is whether he's not going to get walls in 2 turns. So
we're
it's
about
a bit
to
tricky
find out.
Yeah. One way or the other, this is going to be close, I think.
Here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, walls came up. Wow. Pulls back, gets the promotion. Oh. Wow. Secures the kill for the culture. We have a game pause from Kirsaku. What's going on, my man? Hey, Cruz, how's it going? Thanks for the follow, man. Should have put the Chariot Archer in the city for higher combat. It's probably going to cycle out. Oh, okay. I guess he had to grab something real quick. At least Gorgo's getting culture for the kills. Yeah. Instead of going for Archetype, now that Archetype has a sizable defense in place. Oh, wow. Never mind. He's going for it. Look at all these horses.
Yeah.
If he regroups, he can get this swung off.
Yeah, I think Archetypes needs to head to Spears, the same thing as Kirsaku did. That's probably the best defense against horse rushes. When you don't have a sportsman on your own, which he doesn't because he doesn't have iron, unfortunately.
I'd be surprised if oh, look at that sword upgrade comes out, probably for a city-state quest for an envoy. I'm going to check the city-states real quick here. He is in control of La Venta as well, actually. YMCA. There's a sizable military out, just nobody near them to go peg. Ustmip has control of Yerevan. Kirsaku has Babylon. This is going to be something to see. Trade route coming out from YMCA. We'll see where he sends it in a minute. So, If he can regroup these horses, he could do some damage, but by the time it'll take to regroup, it might be too late.
Yeah, this has a very high potential now to turn into real war, because Gorgo player wasn't fast enough, and he wasn't, I think, wasn't optimal with his war moves. So yeah, it was very nice push. I really like it. I was thinking the archetype would die, but yeah, very well played from archetype.
I think from here, the right move would be to pull back, just let it happen, leave scouts or whatever nearby, and go war Hattusa and deny the trade route and just farm all these warriors for free culture.
Yeah. And well, one thing to note is that archetype might get depressed right now because he knows that this is at this point he's not going to win, because this is going to heal him so much that even if he defends, he's going to have a very hard time competing with Ustnip and so on. So this might also have a big effect on his psychic right now, and he might do some bad stuff, bad decisions in the future.
Maybe. And it looks like, wow, Kirsaku was hounding down these horses. He's chasing them down with spares, like, I'm tired of your crap. Right now, I mean, YMCA's in a really good spot. He doesn't need to make more military units behind this. He can sit back and sim, and he can just use these horses to plague Archetype into a further irrelevancy. Look at that, the +5 culture there as well. This is still worth it for him. The investment isn't so full.
Yeah, they are trading units right now.
We just saw the horse go down.
Yeah.
If he can clean up these chariot archers and surround the city, he'll take it. And there comes the district plop of the theater square +4 culture from Archetype, trying to get into some very important policy cards. Beautiful, beautiful campus here for YMCA and that triple adjacency mountain right there.
So in the beginning I said I wasn't expecting too much war, and 4 out of 5 players are warring right now, so I guess my expectations were completely different from this.
Man, we should have bet
really
money.
Nice yeah.
All right, look at all this. You know, big hello to all you guys that are joining us right now, coming into this One City Challenge free-for-all map. This is going to be absolutely awesome. And Archetype's scout up here is getting smacked around by Yerevan's warrior. It does have 3 promotions on that scout. Oof. Big hits coming out. Horses onto the chariot. Oof. This horse getting beaten down pretty hard.
He's going to kill it with warrior, and he's going to make a general retreat now. There's a big for Archetype, because the warrior still has a movement. I think he can do it.
I don't know if the warrior can actually move.
I thought he was in the city center in the beginning of the turn, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
double fortified out. Hey Harrow, it's glad to see you swinging by again as well. It's good to be back. Big thanks to the CPL guys for inviting me back to cast.
So I don't think that the damaged chariot has another promotion, level 2. So he might die next turn, because that horse has a 5 movement on wheat. So we can kill it if he doesn't move fast enough, which is already a bad sign. If you have to retreat from this kind of position, then you are in trouble.
Oh, 100% agree. And thanks, Blaze, for the follow. Thanks for swinging by. Hope you guys are enjoying the match. Oof, here we go, coming in to turn 44, 45. And I want to stop to take a look at the demograph, but there's all this war. Oh, another chariot comes out and chases down the retreating horse. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Moves the chariot back. However, these horses are going to be able to kill off these chariot archers in pretty short order, I think. Oof! Big hits coming out, though. The horses are getting promotions now. And that's dangerous in and of itself. Next turn, that chariot might promote.
Yeah, these chariots are taken as ranged units, so that +7 that the horses get, they are effective against these units. I think. I'm not 100% sure about it, but I'm pretty sure it works like that. So they are becoming quite strong against these chariots. So if he manages to leave some of these chariots units unprotected, they're gonna be in big trouble.
Hey, Cordy, thanks for the follow, man. Hope you're enjoying the match. And you know, you're absolutely right about that. And if he can cycle that wounded chariot archer into the city, it's going to be untouchable. Yep, he's moving the warrior out to make sure he can get it in.
That's usually a sign that he's getting another unit next turn. They're gonna go next turn. Awesome.
Looking back home at YMCA, he does have 2 more horses coming in, the sword. And oh, geez, look at that.
That's nice.
That sword comes out.
Some city-state must have got iron. I need to check which one.
Let's see here. Archetype is the suzerain of none of them.
Hattusa,
yep. They must have just gotten in their iron online.
That's the unique ability of Hattusa, right? The sus bonus, right? It provides one strategic of every type that you don't have. That's nice. I forgot about it. So now I think we can say.
Yeah, YMCA needs to pull out. He needs to kill Hattusa.
Yeah. So with the sword, this is defended for sure. That's good play from Archetype.
Well done.
But this rerolled him so much. Yeah, this rerolled him so much. I'm not sure whether he can compete with Usmip late game now, because he invested so much into this defense. So yes.
Hey, thanks for the cheer, Blaze. Really appreciate it. Magnus promotions don't require strategics. You're right, and to highlight that for people. And that is the Black Marketeer promotion. Strategic resources are not required in this city in order to build resource-dependent units. And that would be the thing that could save Kursaku later on, too. That he is currently relying on Reina for that extra land grab.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's funny because... Yeah, Kursaku is pushing, apparently. That's interesting.
He's chasing... Look at this spearman with 2 promotions. It's just hounding these horses down. He's like, no, you're not taking my city-state. You get the hell out of here. He's not going to be able to take it. Well, he might with the archer support. Yeah, he's chasing him down, and he's building up behind it. He's got his campus tucked in the mountains next to his government plaza. Whereas Munch here, Munch has gotten his government plaza down, but he doesn't have any districts out yet. He needs to get... Look at... There's no real tile improvements here either. He needs to get on top of that. He chopped a lot of his land.
Yeah, this is what can happen to you when you a war. Then you... After it gets defended, you end up with nothing, like Munch right now. So, yeah. Although I really thought that this attack will work, but it didn't, and now he's kind of irrelevant because he has like 1 district, which doesn't do anything for him. If you check science, he's on 5 science per turn compared to 20 of Usmip, so he has 4 times more science. So
speaking of the demographs, we're taking a look at that right now, and Usmip's got 13 techs done at 20 science a turn, and then below him is YMCA at 11 science a turn with 12 techs done. Kursaku at 13.1 science a turn with 11 techs done. I mean, for someone who was we thought was going to die, China's doing a great job here. Yeah.
I think the main storyteller now is the culture, though. Usmip is in a very dominant position with 26 culture per turn. That's just insane compared to the other numbers, and I think this is the reason why he's gonna win this game.
That's
he's
coming
gonna get
from
to
that Lavra.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11.4 science a turn for Archetype and 5.4 for Munch. I mean, right now Usmip's running away with this because he's not being pressured. And I think once YMCA sims up, these extra horses, I think that needs to be his next go-to. He needs to see what's going on with Usmip here. Now, Usmip does have strategics online, so he's going to be hard-pressed, but if he regroups and he surges in all at once instead of stringing in like he did the first time, he could get a lot done.
Another problem is that he's getting lots of gold from the trade route of Kumasi. That gives you extra gold and...
Oh, yeah, I just looked at the culture. We're between 8 and 7 culture from all the other players compared to Usmip's 26.5, and that's devastating. Taking a look at the great people here, we're on Hildegard for scientists, and that's because Usmip's been uncontested on all these scientists. YMCA was too invested in dealing with Archetype in order to compete for them, and because Usmip also has the Oracle, he's buying them cheaper.
I'm so confused what's going on the Western Front. Kirsaku seems to be killing horse archers with regular archers. I have no idea what's going on there. Normally these units are amazing because you have so much movement you can
Welcome to Civilization 6, where everything you think you knew about warfare is completely wrong.
Yeah.
Woof. Like, he's got to be careful, though, because he's going to get flanked by these horses and this horse archer. It's just so funny to watch spears and archers run down horses. I'd like to see some more builders come out from Usmip here. And, you know, YMCA's kept this scout near Usmip's land, so he knows. Now, as to how much he knows what's going on in the background, that remains to be seen. But he knows that there's not much going on for a military presence, so he could make a swing after healing up right at Usmip and try to flood the units in. Because there's got that one tile pass he's watching with the other scout on the hill behind. And if he floods in from all sides... Oh, Chariot coming out for Usmip. Might we see a night timing?
So surprisingly, YMCA is the first one on a apprenticeship. So his mine are doing 1-4 now, which is really nice. Compared to the other players that are still stuck on 1-3 or 2-2. I'm actually surprised he got that before Usmip. I think Usmip might be taking a little bit wide, and he went straight from the apprenticeship.
We won't be able to really see until a mine gets thrown down, though. He does have the watermill in place. We can see that with the wheat farm there being at 4 food. And we do have Confucianism up as well. Oh, look at that. Choral music and the cross-cultural dialogue.
Yeah, you can check on the tech tree that Usmip is not on that level as the YMCA is right now. So that's how you know he doesn't have apprenticeship. Okay, if Kirsaku is going to kill Mooch right now, I'll be surprised.
Man, this is not how I expected this war to go.
Oh my god, and YMCA seized Babylon, so his unit got out of the borders. That's quite fun. So he's not even killing that city state. which is probably better right now because he can at least take these units and defend his city, which he'll probably need.
Oof. Oof.
Now, it would be nice for the game if YMCA took all these units and went to era Ustmit now, because he's in a really good position right now, and if nothing will change right now, Ustmit will win this game, no problemo. But if YMCA takes all the horses and just harasses Lidl, then other players might be able to catch up with him.
If he can take all these units and group them in that desert, and then just surge through, he might be able to get something done. But if he gets caught, then there's the Sun Tzu. It gets popped immediately for the great work. Next general is going to be Boudica, because we're still in that era. Now we do have 10 turns until the next era cycles through. And it's going to be interesting to see where everyone falls. So taking a quick look here, we're going to take a look at the score sheets. We have a 51 era score for Ustmip's Russia. We have a 46 for Archetyp's Egypt. 37 for YMCA's Gorgo. 31 for Kirsaku's China. And 32 for Munch That Box's Scythia. So for sure I think we're looking at YMCA, Kirsaku, and Munch hitting either normal or dark. Let's see here. I'm watching Ustmip's unit movements here, and the ones in the back defending the districts, that's fine. Why is this chariot out here?
Maybe he's just trying to protect his trade route from pillaging, so he's just positioning his units on the way to Kabul, so he can intercept any units from any other players, because he's in war with some people. Right?
Fair enough, and he does withdraw it back to the farm to recover. Scouts moving around from YMCA a little bit here. I'm curious as to the approach that's going to be taken. Leventa is suzerained by him, so that's going to deny a bit of vision. Now Lisbon and Leventa are fighting, but that's because Ustmip has control of Lisbon. So there's going to be a lot of vision denial from Ustmip towards YMCA, simply because Leventa is going to intercept a lot of these scouts. And hey, thank you so much for the follow.
Commercial hub going up in an interesting location. So yeah, he will be putting down that harbor on a location that we expected, probably. But I was expecting Government Plaza on a place where Stonehenge is right now. Unfortunately, that's not the case for him.
And Yerevan's controlled by Ustmip as well. So if YMCA is not too careful, some of these chariots might wander down a little bit and catch wind of what's going on with these builders. YMCA getting a holy sight of his own setup here. If he's not careful, some of these chariots might start pillaging his stuff. We'll have to see what happens. Look at over here in the west. In the west!
He keeps losing horses every turn. That's insane.
Crouching tigers!
Crouching tiger. Yeah.
I hope that triple promoted archer. Oh my goodness.
This can spiral down very fast from here. If he's not careful and he doesn't get some appropriate tags, he's just gonna kill him with those crouching tigers. Because remember, in a modded game, they are different than in a vanilla. so they're much stronger. They can shoot 2 tiles as original crossbowmen, and they also have a nice melee defense, so they're very powerful.
My goodness gracious. And these players that were kind of the underdogs coming into here, like YMCA and Kirsaku, they're definitely the underdogs compared to the other players. And they're really showing us something today. A couple of builders getting ready to do some awesome chops here for Architect. See what he's got going on. More builders coming out.
This was a very good move from Munch. He killed 2 units, and Kirsaku didn't react. So I think it's going to be fine for now, but he got 2 crouching tigers behind this.
Oh, that triple. Yeah, he's cycling these archers back that are promoted. He's got to kill these off. That one in the west below his capital, that one's fragged. There's no way. That archer will never make it. That promoted crouching tiger is going to do a lot of damage. Especially if he puts it adjacent to that city center. And we do have some horses and another chariot coming out from Ustmip here. I wonder if he's feeling that he might be the next target. YMCA sitting back though. He's, instead of trying to reach out and touch someone else, he's realized that he's a bit behind compared to some of the other guys. And he is deciding to try and work on things. Now, YMCA sitting on 18.5 science. So he's caught up to Ustmip in science per turn. He's only a little bit behind by 2 points. Everyone else, though, is between 12 for Architect, Kirsaku at 18.5. So Kirsaku, even though has been at war this entire time, is keeping up in science with second place, essentially.
Wow, and this huge farm layout that Ustmip made results in a 6 wheat tile, 6 foot tile for. That's nice. And with watermill is going to be +7.
He just got Hildegard too. If you're unfamiliar with that, Hildegard grants 50 faith, and the holy site's adjacency bonus from faith also provides science. So in a one city challenge like that, for especially for Russia with the Lavra, it's now providing 4 science a turn, just like it is faith.
I must say this is very efficient layout for Ustmip right now, and he got the 4 district ability right now, so I think the next one will be probably commercial zone. I will probably put commercial zone somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe even adjacent to the government plaza next to Pantheon, because that's gonna give another adjacency to Lavra, right? So it's gonna be +5 Lavra.
That's gonna be beautiful to see. Now, looking at the culture here, Ustmip's sitting at almost 30 culture a turn, which is huge. YMCA is at 11.5, but that's deceptive because he's Gorgo and has been at war, so he's getting a lot of culture from killing units. I'd like to see him, I'd honestly like to see this army of his go straight up to Yerevan or even Hattusa and just start butchering these units. Simply because he'll just garnish all this culture from it, as well as deny that city-state from possibly backstabbing him later.
Yeah, it's a good point that YMCA could just try to use these units for culture generation. I think it's probably the best thing he can do right now. But his city starts to look really nice, all those production tiles, oh my god. He must have about 30 production right now, altogether.
7 pop. Like, yeah. It's beautiful. He could go a theater district, yeah, for sure he should. He has a lot of excess hills. In fact, he could slap it down right here on this grassland hill.
Yeah, he must have at least 30 production, depending on trade routes, maybe even more.
It's beautiful. Alright, so We have 3 crouching tigers looking at Munch right now. And they're going to be eating that horse next turn if he doesn't move it quick. And Kirsaku did get the pyramids as well, which is something we highlighted earlier. Let's see what's coming out next turn. We're starting to look over at the war in the west is where we're going to start the turn. We are sitting at turn 57 here. Oh, moves it just in time. Wow, it was close. Manages to save Babylon here. Oh, speaking of Babylon, actually, in next turn, Kirsaku's going to have Armani there. He's still not going to be able to beat YMCA for suzerain of it. At least not yet. But once he's able to get a trade route into Babylon, that's going to be incredible. And this road from the trade route from Munch to Kirsaku has really backfired, enabling these crouching tigers to move very quickly.
So thanks to Babylon, YMCA is also getting 2 science for that great work of art from Sun Tzu.
Yep.
So that's one nice thing about it.
And we do have Usmip's horse coming up here to check on things, and it's not being met by nice things. Lots of hit trades coming out across the board. Buenos Aires is fighting Tatusa, and Usmip is the one controlling Buenos Aires. So he has a ton of extra amenities right now from all of these bonus resources counting as amenities right now. And Leventa's taking some hits toward Usmip here as well. Chariot on Chariot. Another rider Ovid picked up. He's not going to have anywhere to put a lot of these great riders, though. Next great rider is going to be picked up by Egypt Archetype there. It's the only way these guys are going to get a lot of culture, really, in terms of steady income. But looking at this...
Archetype wisely got Apadana, so he will have two slots for the great work of arts. It's going to help him a lot to store it.
He's definitely going to need it. And right now it's holding the Odyssey. And for scientists, it's going to be, it could be down to a chop. But Usmip may not be able to get Abu. And Abu is an incredible scientist to have with your army just for the extra healing per turn. That plus 20 on the one he's connected to and all adjacent military units. Or if you end up using him, you're going to get that plus 5 healing every turn no matter where your units are. Kabul taking hits on Usmip as well. This could be dangerous for him. Kabul was taken by Archetype. So now these swords and catapult are taking shots at his units. More chariots coming out. We might see knights in order to defend himself. And speaking of which, Yerevan's taking shots at YMCA as well. And with this, he's just going to be able to farm culture off of that city-state. Meanwhile, in the west, Munch has gotten walls up, and he has placed down both a campus and a commercial district. And he's made a nice little triangle out of this.
He traded one chariot archer, one horseman for the crouching tiger, so he seems to be able to defend this. But I think it will put both of these players so behind that we're gonna have a problem later.
We do have a commercial hub down for Kirsaku as well. So they are hanging in there, so to speak. And looking at science, Ustmip's at 26.5, 23.6 from YMCA, 14.7 from Architect, almost 20 from Kirsaku actually. So, and only 7.4 science a turn from Munch. So Kirsaku really hasn't fallen to irrelevancy here. He's behind in terms of his tile improvements. And his, you know, some of his district placement wasn't at, you know, the absolute best, simply because he's, you know, wanting to keep the 3-1-2 banana plantation. But he is making the most of what he can. He has an 8 science campus right now. Culture,
yeah, he's running natural philosophy, so that's fine.
And speaking of the culture game, Archetype has caught up to Ustmip in culture per turn. They're both at 27, almost 28. Hey, Eiffel, how's it going? Yeah, we gave up saying YMJY, or, sorry, YJYM, and we went with YMCA because we're familiar with it. Lots of chariots coming out here to defend with for Ustmip. I think he's getting ready in case YMCA shows up so we can go to Knights. We do have the Eastern Orthodox Church now, established by YMCA, with Zen meditation and church property. Definitely an interesting game. A lot more war early on than I thought there was going to be. Maybe call him Jim. Crouching Tigers are having to retreat now, so Munch has bought himself a little bit of breathing room. Definitely has to sim up here. So something I've noticed here, oh, well, if you're really worried about it, 3,600 turns, YMCA's capital is going to convert. But, you know, just in case, you know, you think it might go that long. I am surprised that no missionaries have been made to convert the city-states to add more pressure to the map. Ustmip could night attack China as well. Yeah, he could. He could come right down through here, but he has to deal with Kabul right now. Because Kabul being controlled by Architect and warring him, but plaguing his units a little bit there. Yeah, I mean, YMCA just sitting back, farming Yerevan's units for the extra culture, getting his improvements down, utilizing Barca there to buffer up his classical era units, his horse and knight there that are defending, and he's just using his other horses out as scouts guarding these passages. Just keeping an eye out for things that might come.
It seems that YMCA and Architect piece together, and YMCA is sending a trade route now to Architect.
That's going to benefit Architect a lot more than it's going to benefit YMCA.
I mean, both of them are getting food for this, but I think Archetype is also getting gold, right?
Well, Archetype also gets a bonus for being Egypt.
Yeah, that's for YMCA as well. He's also going to get food from his trader towards me, I think.
Now, we are in the medieval era, and we do have Kirsaku, Ustmip, and Archetype in a golden age. So, Ustmip and Archetype have been back-to-back golden ages now. And we do have Munch and YMCA in a normal age once again. Going to take a look at the civics tree here, and as you can see, Ustmip's pretty far ahead. He's somewhere near the mercenaries, medieval fairs, or guilds area for his policy cards. Or who knows, he might have opted Divine Right to get the extra slots, like the relic slots and such.
That's kind of funny. It seems that Butch Fate purchased the General, Boudica. He doesn't have any campaign yet, but he got the classical General.
He must have slotted the card for it.
Or the card, yeah. That's another possibility.
Yeah, he does. If you look at the Great General list, he's getting 2 points a turn. It's from the card.
Yeah.
Okay. Eiffelfeld is going to be the next general, and that's going to be picked up by YMCA more than likely. And loyalty's not really an issue in a one-city challenge map, so seeing its use effect is probably not going to happen. It's probably just going to be kept around for the Renaissance era units that it'll accompany later. We have an archer getting bought out real quick by YMCA, likely to get that city-state quest in.
I'm a little confused why Pushkin doesn't buy more builders. He has so many more tiles to improve in his capital. He's already on 12 population. This might bite him later. He has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles to improve.
I wonder what he's working on. I mean, he does have the theater district up as well, next to the Lavra, the Oracle, and the Government Plaza. And that's generating even more culture. It already has the amphitheater built up, so once he gets to the point where he can unlock the art museum, it's gonna get a lot done. And he's honestly almost there. Definitely going to be the first player to Merchant Republic. Kirsaku just keeping these crouching tigers fortified near the border of Munch here. Basically telling him, if you come out again, I'm going to kill you. That said, we do have a theater square as well being pushed out by Kirsaku. There we go. More builders coming out for Munch. He is getting improvements down in order to work on things as well. And that's going to be great. He's going to try and help catch him back up a little bit. I don't think he can recover because his science is so far behind. But we'll have to wait and see. He has doubled his science over the last 3 turns. So he's going to have to keep doing that, because all the other players now are at 20 plus science. Almost 50 culture a turn coming out of Ustmip though. Archetype sitting at 27, YMCA at 14, Kirsaku at 10, and Munch at 6. That culture lead is incredible. And we do have crossbow and knight upgrades coming out here from Ustmip. Upgrading all his warriors, all his archers. He has 2... Oh, he's upgrading all these chariots. It looks
Not sure what for, but yeah, I'm a little confused by this move. He's gonna attack YMCA, but that's not the case. I don't think he's gonna do that.
I wonder if he's going to do it to deal with Kabul that's harassing him so much.
Well, right now he's a Suzovit, so I'm not sure he wants to declare on it then.
There we go. Builder's coming out too at the start of the turn. So Usmip is getting ready to do something. The question's going to be what? Usmip going all out on the push. Yeah, you might be right, Yoshi. The question is which way does he want to push? These units move at different speeds, so it's going to be difficult for these crossbows and swords to keep up with these knights. Or perhaps he's upgraded this to inflate his military score, which is now going to be at a 452, to basically shrug off YMCA's 332. Because it's possible that YMCA, he has these horses fortified. Usmip knew they were there, and maybe he thought YMCA was gathering for a fight. And because of this, he did this mass upgrade as a show of force, basically saying, I'm already ready for you. If you show up, you're just going to die.
Yeah, it's possible, because we need to remember that we see everything, but these players, they don't have a complete vision, so it's entirely likely that Usmip thought that he's going to get rushed by...
Oh, look at that double apostle coming out for Usmip here. He's going to grab his next two beliefs next turn. And look at the sword coming, poking out, crossbow stepping forward. He is basically advertising to YMCA what he has in order to tell him to just bugger off. Alright.
Okay, these apostles might be for spreading, because he's getting science for every 3 followers. And those city-states, I think, will be quite large, so he might get quite a lot of science after he gets that religion.
Yeah. Crossbow and sword step up and ping one of the archers from YMCA, who is now pulling back, realizing he's kind of poked the bear a little bit here. And here you go. The apostle moves and promotes. Let's see if the other one does.
So just from Laventa and Kabul, that's plus for science, essentially. That's actually +5, because it's 8 + 7, that's 50. That's really nice. If he fully converts them, but that's going to take a while, of course.
Right. And Kabul being suzerained by Usmip now, the units getting double combat experience is massive. He's going to be getting promotions so quickly on these units, and his apostles are choosing any promotion they want instead of random. God. That's just incredible. And we still have more combat going on here between Kirsaku and Munch. The Crouching Tigers have advanced a little bit here, and they're starting to shoot at these horses again. Usmip has 5 CS suzerain? Yes, he does. And it's because he is so in control of the culture game right now. He has done a phenomenal job. Could legit get a religious victory? Maybe. I mean, he's sitting at 21 faith a turn right now, which is a ton. Now, Archetype did convert a second city. Which player, one only player which is harder is Egypt? Yeah, for now. Marcus Crassus being picked up by Archetype. Look at that, reaching out for even more tiles. Reaches for the gypsum, brings it back, grabs the iron that's way out there. And the 2-2 Wooded Hill. Is levying city-states still allowed? It is not listed as something you can't do, so, because you're not taking a city. You're not taking their city with the levy, you're just buying their army. That's fine. And with this, I think we're going to see him buy Laventa's army and then try to pin down some of these units.
He just killed all units from Babylon, by the way. That's quite fun. That's a lot of units, by the way. He can actually do something in 15 turns.
Oh. Goodness. With Babylon's army, he can do it. He can take Munch out.
I'm not sure whether you have to still pay upkeep for the revived units or not. I don't think I've ever done that.
Kursaku takes Abu. He's going to have this insane combat healing now for his troops.
Yeah. That's really nice advantage that's going on.
Next scientist up for grabs is going to be Isaac Newton. And Usmip's looking in a good position to get it, but YMCA isn't far off himself. He could buy into some of these extra tiles that are 3 out and chop them in order to chop out a couple of projects. So Newton could go to either of them. Watching the combat in the west here. Units taking shots. Oof. Yeah, the triple promoted Crouching Tiger does go down, unfortunately.
Yeah, he doesn't do a good job in protecting those expensive and strong units. He should be putting a spearman in front of these. Because once he loses them, then he's gonna have...
And that's a really good point, Tordred, because it's only a 1-city challenge. Newton's only 2 science. Normally, you'll fetch it crazy for Newton, but...
Well, it's 2 science and 3 universities, so that's a really nice thing because you don't have to worry about building university anymore. You can spend your resources on others.
Woof. Yep, Knight is escorting this apostle around. Does convert Kabul. So that is going to be adding into the benefits here. Now, he did use the extra apostle, the second one, for another belief. And he has access to Watts now, which is +3 faith and 2 science a turn. So we might see the builders coming out in order to make Watts everywhere.
Now he's pushing with off chariots.
Yep, he's just filling in the gaps with the levied units. Leventa allows colossal head improvements for faith, yes. Let's see. Out east, not a whole lot going on here. Archetype sitting back, simming away here, does have the harbor out, which is giving him that science bonus as well from the Golden Age bonus. He does have Reina established. Look at this beautiful, beautiful commercial hub here. 8 gold, 8 science. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. This might get Archetype into the game because Ustmim doesn't have a commercial hub of his own. So he's basically losing 8 science a turn because of this decision. And I'm not sure why, because he has a district placement for this. So he could easily place commercial hubs.
He did drop the encampment down with a stable. Now the question is whether or not he is going to opt in for an industrial zone instead to grab engineers.
Oh my god, he's on 14 population, so he can actually drop 2 more districts right now.
Yeah, it's
That's quite...
insane. Look at all the farms he has. His farm placement is beautiful.
One thing.
And he has the aqueduct as well. And La Venta is about to be taken out completely by these knights. If he's watching, he's going to pillage that trade route too from YMCA, that free gold. Irene of Athens is the next merchant up for grab. It's going to be a governor title. Usmip should keep the religious CSs alive. I mean, right now, he's getting double promotion. He's getting double combat experience, rather, from all the combat he's initiating. So just by sweeping all these units away, his units are getting a lot of free promotions, if you'll notice. These crossbows, the sword, and the knights are all getting promoted really fast. So he has every reason to be bashing the hell out of these units.
Yeah, both players got the project last turn. Ustmib and our IMCA, so they are fighting for Newton. That just shows how important he is.
Yes, the free university saves you quite a bit in terms of tech as well, because that means you can delay getting the education. You can go on other techs, like if you were trying to go for, say, the beeline to military science, which may or may not be happening. It doesn't need to happen because Ustmip doesn't need the beeline Cossacks. He doesn't need them right now. He's in a commanding lead right now, both militarily and through science, especially culture. However, that gap is slowly closing. He's sitting at 37 science a turn. Everyone else is between 25 and 30. Munch is sitting at 10. Archetype is sitting at 32, almost 33 culture a turn. He's got 39 tourism, though. Compared to Usmip's 20 tourism, but 65 culture per turn. And everyone else is between 5 and 15. It's just a huge difference right now. And of course, Ustmip has a huge control over the faith generation, but YMCA is sitting at 14 faith a turn as well. Now, as you can see here, I pulled up the culture victory screen. There's a long ways to go before anyone's going that route. With that said, La Venta is getting bashed here, so it looks like he's just going to take that extra free builder, raise it, and move on.
Oh, I see. So, Ustmip got so many people in his capital because he chopped the pasture on the south of his land, and also the wheat on the west of his land. So that's at least something like 2.5 population in his city. These chops came late, so that's why he managed to get to 15 pop right now. And I think this was a really good play. Because he has so many mines now that we can use. Just his land is just insane. And he got Newton.
Yes, he did. Next scientist up. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this looks like a GG for Ustmib at this point. He has so much advantage compared. Oh, the only person that can realistically compare to him is Archetype. And if you compare land of Archetype and Ustmib, I think Ustmib has got this.
Oh, yeah. Campus just now going down for Archetype as well. And the science, being able to keep up in science has been impressive to see. Without a campus, no less. But the culture output from Ustmip is absolutely insane. And a lot of pillaging going down as well, as you saw there. He's gaining faith, he gained culture. And he's about to take the city this next turn. And he's also gained 2 builders from this conquest. He's got the one he took over here just south of the crossbowmen. He's going to get another taking the city center. Over in the west, Munch is doing a pretty good job here defending against these units. Has the encampment up as well with walls with units pouring out. So it's... Oh, here we go. Kirsaku doing run-bys here with the chariot to get the pillage on the districts. Other units are being beaten back and killed though. Yep, there it is. He is withdrawing for now. Yeah, the chariot will die next turn. If he's passed with his fingers, he'll be able to pillage that campus, though. Woof. By Leventa. And look at the promotions he got out of this as well. 2 promotions on 2 knights. 2 on 2 crossbows, and 1 knight probably sitting on a promotion right now, as well as the fortified sword sitting on 1. And he's looking to go check out YMCA, and YMCA does have a knight. He only has the 1 right now, though.
The problem for us maybe is that he doesn't have a general, whereas YMCA does have a general. So it's gonna be a problem to push. That's kind of funny. You should probably look at Kirsaku's land. He built a great vault around around his territory and has getting like 10 culture out of it and 10 gold. That's actually not terrible.
That's awesome. He goes chopping the wheat away. I'd like to see him buy out to this 3rd reach of tiles at max distance and just great wall all those flat plains. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's why probably he chopped that wheat, because he's also getting great wall.
That puts him up to 22 culture a turn. That's really going to put a difference between him and Munch there as well. 4 times the culture output. He's almost triple the science. He is triple the science of Munch right now as well. So he's got to be careful there. YMCA starting to fall behind here. He's back down at 18.4 science a turn. However, Architect is keeping up here with Usmip and science. But again, I keep going back to this culture game where it's 33, 55, 15, 22, and 5. Go on Egypt's culture again? Sure thing. He's sitting at 59 tourism per turn. Whereas Usmip's at 25, YMCA's at 12, Kirsaku's at 8. But looking over at the culture screen, you might be able to say, hey, going for that culture victory. That's not going to be enough. Because he needs 26 more tourists. Knight's choosing to fortify here. No, he's not going to get the culture victory, Blaze. There's no way. Now these knights are fortifying up and regrouping here, along with the crossbows and the sword. And even with the general, I'm wondering if he's just going to poke out and prod. These knights are both sitting at 2 promotions, so the effect of the general is going to be negated depending on what bonuses he took there. These crossbows are definitely going to do damage. That said, he did leave plenty behind at home. Religion kills culture on this scale? Yeah. Lots of builders coming out here for Kursaku. And look at that, he's buying up these tiles to extend his Great Wall. Making a lot of awesome use of this. That extra culture and gold per turn is going to keep him in this game.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt his production, but it's going to help him a lot in gold generation and culture, of course. So maybe it's a good move.
I mean, if he's smart about it and he grabs this plains as well next to the builder and the cattle and the stone, he can put one more there. But the rest of these hills, the wooded hill next to the mountain and the rainforest there, those got to be chopped and turned into mines. He can't avoid doing that. He needs the production there. And all these hills that are 3 tiles out, just outside his Great Wall, those got to become mines as well. He needs it. Great Wall gives 1 production with the mod. Right, yo, that's fine. I'm saying from these hills, though, he's going to need those to be mines for the late game, for the long term.
So Archetype is also chopping all his resources to get a digital population. He's now at 14, so he pretty much caught up with population with and he also got some mines up, so his land is not that bad.
And he is getting all of the naval wonders that no one else can really grab. Like he has a great lighthouse.
One thing they should definitely consider is getting the fisheries up. It's a huge food income, and especially the 5-1 on between the turtles and the fish, right? That would be really nice tile.
And if he gets cartography, that's an extra 2 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, these knights and crossbows coming in to probe the defenses. The knight is out there up front, though. Oof, big hit from the crossbow. Testing the waters there. Catapults coming out from Uspip as well, so we might see something here.
He needs this for Eureka for the Cossacks. I think that's his plan. So he's gonna get bombard tech. He's gonna upgrade these 2, and then he'll go straight for Cossacks.
Yeah, because upgrading the 2 bombards will give him the siege tactics boost. He just needs to, and he's already killed a unit with a knight. So
yeah, you have to take into account that normally you have around 80 to 100 science at this point of the game, around the Renaissance era. but since they're only on one city, it's much lower. So they have to really optimize the Eurekas right now, and that's what I think Usman is trying to do.
He's sitting at 40 science a turn with 22 techs completed. Archetyp's sitting at 37 and 20, so not far behind. And even YMCA, even though he's only at 27, almost 28 science a turn, he's got 20 techs done as well. So he's holding in there. And the difference hasn't been so great for so long that they're miles behind yet, but it's definitely going to come. And Galileo picked up by YMCA here, and he's going to get that triple mountain use. Now there is a 5 over here if he's seen it, but he's just going to pop it right away. And that's going to really speed up his tech from that, because that was a 750 science point hit. De Châtelet is going to be the next scientist. That's going to be 3 Eurekas from the Renaissance Industrial era. That's going to be pretty big. Extra knights coming out as well from YMCA to defend. So there'll be no easy pickings here. Oh wow, 3 catapults now from Usmip. He might be going for a heavy bombard support for when he's getting ready to do these Cossacks.
These catapults are very cheap right now, and they are extremely useful out there after they're upgraded to the bombards or artillery. So it's a really good play to pre-build them.
Oh yeah, he's one-turning them.
Oh my god, he's on 17th population right now.
That's insane. Could you imagine if there was a Congo player?
Yeah, that would be.
The Mbanza of like 30 pop. And there we go. One of the knights is retreating here. We might see the rest fall back. All the catapults spreading out now. These are going to be scary when they're bombards. Yes, Agathy. Exactly why. Because they're artillery pre-builds for the plus balloons. That's a great use for them. If he's going to use bombards to support his Cossacks, to tear down walls, they're great for that as well. There's a lot of... catapults are still useful even into the mid-game. If he's going bombards, will slow down Cossacks. Yes and no, because of how low science is on one city. By getting up to metal casting, he has access to the pike and shot as well as muskets. And he also will, getting the 2 bombards, will give him the boost for siege tactics. And he's going to need it for when he goes into the Ranger and up to Steel, alongside Combustion. So he's going to have to get it sooner or later. And because he has a commanding lead, he's able to do so. Lots of riders sitting around Archetyp's land right now. He just doesn't have anywhere to put them. A lot of builders for Kursaku still. And looking at Muncher, he's been doing a lot of tile improvements here. Trying to get himself resituated and back in the thick of it. Oof, Ustmip sitting at 17 pop. Yikes. Now look at this. He grabbed the 2 wheat up north here, that those could become farms as well.
Yeah, but they will be useless. I think he's gonna chop it for even more population with Magnus. He can make it to like 20 pop potential.
This is going to be an insane city. Like, I mean, if he's willing to clear away something, he could make a Ruhr Valley in this city. He's got the river. Oh, uh-oh. You got fortified knight on the hill here that's completely surrounded.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be that knight right now.
Oh. Timur was picked up. We do have a medieval general in the hands of Ustmip now. And that is going to level the playing field. City-states doing city-state things. And speaking of the city-states, how are those looking right now? Ustmip is in control of Kabul, Lisbon, Yerevan, and Buenos Aires. So he's got a lot of amenities to keep his people happy. Through Yerevan, he has access to the apostle bonuses for the picking whatever promotion he wants. He still has control of Kumasi, and that's a lot of culture and gold he's getting for these minor trade routes. And then, of course, with Kabul, he's getting a ton of bonus experience. YMCA losing a knight here during all the exchanges. These crossbows are on their 3rd promotion now. That is nothing to scoff at. Now YMCA, on the other hand, he has lost control of all the city-states now. He no longer has Babylon or any of them. Archetype, however, has taken control of Hattusa. Now he's had Hattusa for a while, and he doesn't seem to be getting contested for it yet. Kirsaku, on the other hand, has taken over Babylon. Now, he had it earlier on in the game, but no one's fighting him. And in the background here, swords being upgraded to muskets from Ustmip here. That's quite something.
And he has a general for it, so it's going to be quite painful for the Lions.
Yes. And Munch still has Carthage as a pocket, but there are much more things to worry about than he's just... I'm not too sure I agree with him trading these knights into the sword and lesser knight of YMCA. And I say lesser because, well, his were sitting on 2 promotions, and now they're going to die. Oh, nope, he did promote it in time. Sends the general forward here.
Yeah, if Ruskin would like to push into him, it definitely needs more units than this. It's not enough for taking a city with 51 strength, even if he had less unit. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what Ruskin is trying to achieve here. I mean, hopefully he's not gonna reroll himself somehow. I feel like Usniv at this point should start slowly rebuilding horses, because he will overflow for every horse. So Maybe he could do like 10 horses and then one turn some wonder. Because maybe in like 15-20 turns he will be on Cossacks. And then if he has like 20 pre-built Cossack, then he's gonna just wipe everyone out of the field board.
Usnip does have an industrial zone down. No one's contesting engineers yet. So that could be really big later.
If this game goes late though, he doesn't have a possibility to buy a Rule Valley, because like the industrial must be adjacent to Rule Valley. So he just messed up this a little bit. If he thinks into that much into the future. But I think the game will be over sometimes during the Cossacks.
I mean, it depends how it goes. I mean, if he Cossacks YMCA, he's going to have to go after Archetypes shortly after, because Archetypes is his biggest competition. At least right now. The Colossus is being produced by Archetype as well. And because he's got that Apadana, he's going to be flooding in with those envoys.
I think Archetype is trying really hard to go for a culture in here. Which is nice.
He's trying hard. Now, Usmip does have Enlightenment now. Yeah, 81 tourism per turn coming out of Archetype. He's sitting at 43 culture a turn, 71, almost 72 from Usmip though. And remember guys, this is off of one city. You're seeing some numbers out of these guys that are pretty impressive for it. YMCA reaching out here though, sees the musket. That's pretty risky. Look at that city though from Usmip. 19 population. Hey Harambe, how's it going, man? Like, this is insane. Jeez, Great Wall all the way around from Kursaku. That's just, woof. Lots of culture, lots of gold. Good, how about you? One City Child was interesting. It's been pretty awesome, honestly, Harambe. Been a lot of times where we thought people were just outright dead, and they just surprise us. A lot of the underdog players are doing exceptionally well. Nah, Culture Vic isn't going to happen. Now, one of the triple promoted crossbows are lost here, and they're the bombard upgrades. There's 3 of them. You gonna get the 4th? I'd like to remind everyone who's showing up to watch, cheering on your guys' teams from your own communities here, that the underdogs in this match were Kursaku and YMCA, and they're honestly doing exceptionally well. Looking at turn 91 now. Coming into things pretty heavy. Archetype sitting back. He's simming away. He's getting a lot of wonders collected up as he tries desperately to keep up with culture here. Sitting at 41. Usnip's down to 57 now.
Sarnit, can you pause, please? There's a desync going on. I'm not sure if you...
I have paused.
Oh, he already moved his units, but I think that was good for Usnip, actually. Okay.
Okay. We good? Yeah. First desync of the game at turn 91. You know, that's not bad. Game stability's come a long way. That's 4. I need 1 from Mr. Professor Doctor Architect. Alright, there we go. 3, 2, 1. And we're back. You know, game stability's come a really long way. And it might sound odd to hear that, but it used to be that you'd have multiple desyncs starting at like turn 5, turn 20, really early, even in small player games. And it's nice to be able to sit down and actually enjoy the game and not have a, let's stare at the load screen over and over again. This musket sitting here gonna farm promotions. Another apostle coming out. Gonna have to see what happens on the next turn with it. You gonna go to a belief, or will it be used for some more spreading? I'd love to see an apostle sneak on over into Babylon, as well as Kursaku's capital, do a forced conversion over there. And do a passive conversion onto Munch, as well as Kumasi and Carthage. And that's not as much for the religious victory aspect, as much as the cross-cultural dialogue of having the extra science for every 3 followers and other civs. And that includes city-states. And look at that. Religion spreads to cities 40% farther away. So he's very much trying to utilize some passive pressure here. Definitely going to make a really big difference in the long term, because passive religious pressure is still a threat. Because all of a sudden, you know, you're in the throes of fighting, and all of a sudden, bam, defeat screen, because you weren't watching. Hey Pizza, how's it going? I'm back to Civ 6. Yeah, you know, it's good to be back. I took the summer off. And, you know, I came back in. I did my charity event about 2 months back. And that went absolutely astoundingly well with the Level with the Cause guys. We raised $11,000. It was awesome. And I got invited by Agathy this past Sunday if I wanted to come and cast for the CCC. And here I am. Military engineer coming out for YMCA. Let's see what happens with this. What's going to be done. That crossbow sitting on 4 promotions. That's pretty scary here. It gets the 2 shots a turn, and it does kill that knight off with the aid of that musket. Bombard's moving up now with the support of this general helping him move up.
Yeah, since they have a general, they can shoot and fire, which is very advantageous. I don't know. YMCA lost quite a lot of units in recent turns, so he might have some issues defending this. He has like 4 units in total right now. He might be in trouble.
Yes, he got a little in over his head when he managed to isolate that knight, and Ustmip had pulled back with most of it. And once the surround came, he stepped right back up and started whittling those horses away. And he's managed to clip off both knights now. Now, he did lose one of the heavily promoted crossbows as a result of this, but he has another one now at 4. I don't know if you could hear, but my daughter's excited too.
Yeah, we can hear.
We have another decent going on here. I gotta wait for the turn to cycle. Some people coming back instantly, though. I'm gonna throw the pause out. 2 people are back. 3. You know, the desinks are happening, but they're recovering a lot faster than they used to. Number 4. I think your daughter thinks she's a T-Rex. Oh man. Hey, thanks so much for the follow, man. Hope you're enjoying the matches. It's gonna be awesome. We have so many more coming on all weekend long. With the roar, oh man, you should hear her go around the house stomping around with her hands up in little claws. Like her fingers are all hooked down and everything. And she'll run around roaring at people. Alright. That's right. That's right, YMCA. No private messaging. This is a war game. I'd like to remind everyone watching, this is YMCA's first ranked game on record.
How much science for Russia can you see per turn? Is the readout correct for me? It says 20.
It does say 20. Was he
That's
pumping
not too
projects this entire time?
I'm not sure, honestly. Is it? It's possible. Because at some point he was at 50, right? That's too much of a difference. I'm a little bit confused.
He must have been churning out projects. And thank you guys for all the follows that just came on through. Really appreciate the support. Hope you guys are enjoying the matches. What is Archetyp's tourism at right now? 90 per turn, and he's sitting at 41.3 culture per turn. You know what? I know why his science dropped. We have entered the Renaissance era. Taking a look across the board here, we do have YMCA and Ustmip in a normal age, but our remaining 3 players have entered a dark age. They have lost those golden age bonuses that they have held the entire game until now of having all that extra science and culture generated.
But that's only +3 science from the commercial hub for Ustmate. I wonder where's the rest.
I wonder if his amenities have taken it. Oh, he's also changed governors. Whoa, careful, kiddo. Archetype is 7 out of 42 tourists, but that is an awful lot more to go.
Okay, for some reason YMCA is getting military engineers and is upgrading tiles with it, which is probably the worst thing you want to do right now.
Oof.
I think he's gonna die. He's gonna die very soon to Smith. If you build military engineers in this position, then you're not gonna live very long. And he's just gonna kill all his units on this turn.
Yeah. Oof. Figured the one shot would have came onto that archer. Here's the bombards rolling up as well. Those walls are not going to be up for very long.
Yeah, I think the escape is going to be gone in like 4 or 5 turns.
This is definitely a lot more one-sided for sure. With these bombards rolling up to take out the walls, this is going to crumble. He needs to get units out. We need to see a unit pop out on this turn. Excuse me. We do have another chain of desyncs coming out, unfortunately. People are coming back in almost instantly. I wonder, is this a conflict with one of the mods? Or is it because Codenaw uploaded an updated mod onto the workshop mid-match? Yep. Waiting on one more from Mr. Oostmip there. Players are discussing now if they want to do a re-lobby. Does killing a player reset part of the tourist as well? Because of how the mod currently works, Smoky and I aren't registered as players by the game. Alright, they're going on anyway. They want to keep the stream feed up for you guys, so be sure to throw out a thanks to all these players here today, guys. Now, the mod, how in its current condition, it doesn't register Spocky and I as players, so if their re-lobby happens, we can't get back into the game because we're not really here. That's something that's being worked on by Codenaw and Sal on the side, so big thanks to them as well for all the work that they're doing.
Actually, Codenaw just posted into any channel that there is a new version for download. So in the next stream we will already be a players. So this is going to be. And hopefully we will be able to re-lobby as well, because that's quite a limitation.
Well, alright then.
I think that YMCA just gave up on his life in past 7 turns.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Usmip's going to clean sweep over there. And from there, he's probably going to go after Archetype because Kursaku and Munch have kind of been glaring at each other passively now for the last 20 turns. And hello and welcome to everyone who's just joining us that just popped in. This is the One City Challenge free-for-all map for the Clan Championship Cup in the CPL. We do have playing as Egypt today, representing SL is Archetype. Pulling on in for FR is YJYM, who has been affectionately dubbed YMCA. Scythia is being played by Munch That Box for clan TDF. Russia being picked up by Casey's Usmit. And China being played by Kursaku for Scrap. Oh, look at that wall hit. The bombards are absolutely devastating.
Yeah. And now Archetype sees it, so he will know that he's in trouble if he doesn't start building units now. So
Yeah.
we might see some increased military activity from him. Thankfully he has Niter, so he can at least get muskets. But I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough against Cossacks. But again, Usmir is only doing 20 signs a turn, so it's gonna take a while once he gets to muskets now.
Usmit needs to turn back on that science machine. Charles Darwin coming up as the next scientist here. El Cid being picked up next turn, though. So he might be able to make a core Cossack. Goodness gracious.
I think they will have to re-lobby. Like, this is quite annoying, since there's only one city and this thing happens every turn.
Yeah.
We will probably have to lose the stream, but...
It will lose the stream, unfortunately, but... I don't think anyone there is actually streaming, so this game will not have any visibility outside of us. I am going to let the players make their decision on this. See what the players decide to do. Nah, keep on. Okay. Alright, they want to play on, so good on them being good sports about the desync issue. We are going to be dropping one player here in short order because YMCA is just not going to be able to hold against this. Back at home, Usmip doesn't have a lot going on. He does have 2 apostles heading up north, though. So he's definitely going to be looking to spread his religion around a little more to take good use of the bonuses he's selected. And there's El Cid right there. And this turn looked like it cycled over flawlessly.
Snake begins to get horses, so he's gonna get ready for Cossack soon.
Yeah, he's got to be gearing up for that right now. Yep, there go the apostles up north. I'm going to make the most of what he's got. I need to be subbed out. Archetype needs a substitute. So we're going to pause here at the top of the turn. So that SL can get another guy in here. The team game is starting soon, yeah. I know Archetype wasn't originally slotted for this event. He's actually filling in. And Archetype refuses to call. He's not going to throw in the towel. He's telling Usman, if you want it, you're earning it. Poor baby girl. Is it okay to re-lobby with a sub and no streaming? They're voting right now to see if they're going to re-lobby. That will kill the stream, unfortunately, if it goes through, so we will see what they decide. That's 3. Alrighty. Alright guys, thanks for swinging by. They are going to do a re-lobby, and that's unfortunately going to kill the stream. I hope you guys really enjoyed it for now. As Smoky said, CodeNaw did just update it so that if re-lobbies occur, we will be able to keep the stream going. So from matches here on out, that will no longer be an issue. The next match that I will be casting is going to be at 1800 EDT. And for those of you who are not familiar with that, that's going to be in about 3 hours from now, give or take. So I look forward to seeing you guys. Stop by the stream then. I really hope to see you guys there. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Thanks for having me, Sarni. It was fun.
Yeah, it was
definitely more interesting than I anticipated. This classical wars really surprised me. I was expecting no wars at all.
Oh, 100%. I was really surprised by how aggressive things got early on.